Here's my question. How do you quit on your team and then get angry and upset and go on a rant after people call you out? Who am I referring to? I tell you what, we'll get to it right after this. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy WayneBreezie. Make sure you hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and click on subscribe, all right? And if you want to support the channel, listen, click on join, all right? Support the Breezie Bunch crew. If that doesn't allow you to do that because you're watching on your cell phone, there will be the link in the description of the show, and you can join the channel and become a member of the Breezie Bunch crew that way. So if you want to support the stream, you could do so just like that, all right? Just like that. Listen, we got players out here that do stuff and then don't want to be held accountable for their actions, like they're not going to cause some type of repercussions. Now, I'm the type of person that always believes that there are three sides to every story, right? There's two sides in the truth. And so I'm not going to say that I feel like, what's transpiring right now from the reactions of something that happened a few months ago, I don't know. I want to know how you feel about it. I will say this. Devondre Campbell, NFL linebacker, he's now a free agent. The 49ers lifted the suspension just a couple of weeks ago. He will become a free agent once the new season starts, and he'll be able to go and search for a deal and play for whatever team he wants, as long as it's far away from San Francisco. Now, if you guys remember back in the season when Dre Greenlaw made his return to the San Francisco 49ers, Devondre Campbell role diminished just a tad bit. And in that game, we watched Devondre Campbell literally walk off the sideline into the locker room. And that was it. That was it. It was done. His career with the 49ers was over at that moment. All right. So, in layman's terms, he quit on the team. There's no way around it. Now, I don't know what was said. There were reports out there that said that Devondre Campbell was asked to do something a little bit differently than what he normally was doing, and he was feeling some type of way. He talked to Johnny Holland, linebackers coach, the night before the game, and they told him to suit up. You got to suit up, suit up, suit up, suit up. And he didn't want to then. He was telling them that he didn't want to suit up the night before. Now, I don't know if that's the truth, but that's what he stated. That's a report that came out, blah, 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 blah. At the end of the day, what we witnessed, you, me, the world, because it was on national TV, it was a national televised game. What we witnessed was a player walk out on the team, not injured, and quit. And in that game, what made it even relatively more worse was the simple fact that Dre Greenlaw kind of like got taken out again because he got a little nagging injury. And the person filling in for Dre Greenlaw, I believe it was DFF, Demetrius Flanagan-Files, or D. Winters, they were injured as well, but they held it down. So let's go ahead and see what happened on today. All right, so Devondre Campbell, and I do apologize for the expletives. I won't say the words, but if you can read the words yourselves. All right. So he says, I'm not addressing, I'm rich and never have to work another day of my life. I told Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch that when they FaceTime me and begged me to come out there an hour after Green Bay cut me, I really be sparing. I play because I want to. Now, I didn't know that he had this type of negative vibe to him. I did not know. Now, shout out to my man, the Seth Floyd Show. He says, can't address the situation because you can't defend yourself, man. There's no excuse for quitting on your team, especially mid-game. Fans and the rest of the league will never get that image out of their head of you walking to the locker room while your teammates, blah, 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 blah. And I didn't go on into his tweet, but that's what happened. Like, that's what we saw. We don't know the underlying story, and frankly, we don't give a what the underlying story is. We watched him quit. Period. End of discussion. I don't have any softness in my heart for quitters. Okay. Now, He went on and continued the rant, right? Listen, I'm sick of you jumping under my tweets. Well, don't tweet. Or, and listen, listen, I'm older than all these football players that are in the league currently right now. I'm just about older than everybody, right? My thing is this. Word of advice. It's a free world. You can do whatever you want. Free country for sure. You can tweet, but if you don't want people responding to your tweets, block them, make them private, or just don't tweet. Like, he went on to say it's been 2 months and I've yet to address the situation because I know the truth and don't care to clear anything up. I'm by myself, capital all the time. If you or any of them from the 49ers feel, and I'm going to put this on pause because I need to see my face real quick. Like, you're literally going on a rant and it sounds like you're really not incriminating yourself, but you're kind of saying like, yeah, I messed up, because now you're getting emotional about it. Bruh, on national TV in mid-game, hear me out, young fella, because I don't give a how much money you got. But hear me out. Man to man, mano y mano. You quit on your team because you were emotional. Let's just keep it a buck. You were feeling some type of way because the better man was available. You were struggling all season. Your stats were the stats. I don't give a how they asked you to play, where they asked you to play. You didn't play well. This team gave you an opportunity, and you, Devondre Campbell, you signed that contract. You signed up for the job, my guy. So at the end of the day, if you didn't want the job, you shouldn't have taken the job. So don't come at the team, and I'm going to defend my team. So don't come at the team because they asked you to do something and you didn't want to do it, and then you walked away, and now they suspended you, and now you coming and crying because now the fans is like, yo, you a quitter. Bruh, you're a quitter, period. There's no way around it. The only way you can get around quitting, not being a quitter, is not being a quitter. And once you're a quitter, you're always a quitter. You literally defamed yourself. There's no truth. There's nothing you can do that can kind of like take that quitter connotation off of you, bro. You got the quitter cloud around you. So now you coming out saying stuff, I'm rich and I ain't got to play. Okay, let's go to the next slide. Feeling some type of way, go with your move when you see me, because all them that had so much to say about me have to stand on them words. Next time I see them, I've been standing on business my whole life. And it's gonna be like that until the day I'm 6 feet under. Don't know me. Well, first, I'm gonna need you to get back into school or buy Grammarly. Get or use AI. Let it write for you, because it's hard to read. It's hard to read. Let's go back to it. Feeling some type of way, go with your move when you see me, because all them that has something so much to say. So first of all, you're not gangster. I can tell you're not gangster, because if you was gangster, you would have said something. So I you would have called these names out. So for one, you know, the Twitter gangster stuff is funny. Just like I called your name out, Devondre Campbell. Like, you got to call people's names out, right? So let's talk about who said what. I know Travarius Ward clearly called you. Sure enough did. You're the only person that walked out on your team. You're talking about a man that lost his child mid-season and has been struggling to mentally prepare, suited up for a game, and not once quit on his team. Regardless of how bad of a season he was having, he didn't quit. And then you get mad at the fan base. Hold up, man. I need a monologue. You get mad at this fan base because they're holding you accountable for your actions. When you got guys that are going through stuff It might not be worse stuff than what you're going through. I don't measure the amount of test and trials that people go through. That everybody's test and trial is their test and trial. But through that young man's test and trial, he didn't quit. He took a break, but he didn't quit. It's okay to pause, break, pause. Quit? That means you stopped. And then you got reprimanded. The Niners had no choice but to suspend you, even though they needed you. And you, my friend, signed that contract. Again, if you didn't want to play, don't sign the contract. That goes for all them old, retired, that jumped on TV speaking on my name when they could have reached out to me and heard it from the horse's mouth. But they just took what the 49ers said and ran with it. Y'all, too, all y'all. All right, bro. So I understand you might be feeling some type of way because people didn't reach out to you. That's fine. That's fair. I'm cool with that. All right. But you can't clap at the fan base because we only know what we see. I'm speaking for the fan base. I'm speaking for the faithful. I'm speaking for the NFL fans. Number one, you made the organization look bad. Regardless of what happened to you, you made the team and the organization and the league look bad. You literally quit on your team. And we've seen players quit on their teams before. I watched Antonio Brown take his shoulder pads off and quit on the team. And he didn't deserve another chance to play after that, in my opinion. That's my opinion. It's my opinion. I'll live with my opinion. Now, there's probably going to be a team that's going to grant you some grace because they're going to sit down and they're probably going to listen to what you got to say. But at the end of the day, what you did with this franchise, the franchise you signed up to play the 1 year for, the franchise that decided to give you an opportunity, you spit back in their face regardless of what the situation was. You could have just sat down and not played. You didn't have to walk off. There were so many different ways you could have handled the situation, in my opinion. So many different ways. But when you walked off and you never came back. So here's let me just say this. Had Devondre Campbell walked off and came back, I would have been cool with that because I understand that some people need to get away from the situation so that they can have clarity in order for them to have a clear mind to return to the situation. That would have been them granting you a little bit of grace because you might have been emotional or feeling some type of way. But what the world saw is what the world saw. We can't be upset for what the world saw. You gave the world something to view. You, Devondre Campbell, gave the world something to watch. I'm not trying to be famous. I'm not trying to blow up off you. This is not what this is. I'm hoping you get an opportunity to listen to this because I'm really trying to reach you. Like, the way you're going about this stuff is wrong. And it's making it seem like you are the bad guy. Listen to your language. Listen to the way you're speaking. You sound angry. How many times did I hit the bleep, bleep, bleep? Then Mr. Campbell decided to sign off, and he said, they get mad when they can't successfully troll you. I don't think anybody's trying to troll you, bro. Listen, I tell you what, there are people trying to troll you. My bad. My boy, you right. People are going to troll. There are just trolls in this world that do that, and they do it damn well. So you're right. People are going to troll. Like, I didn't mean to say that. But I'm looking at my man Seth's comment. That wasn't a trolling comment. You clapped back at a guy that sat there and said, did you just literally quit on your team mid-game? You walked out, bro. Like, what you think that the billion people that watched that game or a million people that watched that game didn't see what you did regardless? You expect us to know the story? Did you get out in front of a camera and tell them your story? You had every opportunity to do so. Or did the team forbid you to do that? Because if they did, that makes it look like you suspect, bro. Because if you really feeling some type of way, why would you clap back at a person just making a comment? It doesn't make any sense. All right, he goes off and says, I'm a real, you can't get under my skin. My life is great. Bro, I just read 5 tweets that got under your skin because you clapped at the TV guys, you clapped at the fans, you clapped back at the team, you clapped back at players. What are you talking about? They didn't get under your skin. You literally just clapped back. You know how many people say crazy stuff about me? You know what I hate the most in the world? Being called a clown. For some type of reason, it has a very negative connotation to it because the picture and the image that I get in my face is the racism behind that word. You don't think that gets under my skin and I want to say something every single time I put out a take and somebody call me a clown for a take? Bruh, I ignore it. And yet, I might be a little bit more mature in my walk. I was you 5-10 years ago. But now I ignore it. It's a heart-to-heart, man. This is not even me, like, really trying to clap at this dude. I just want him to understand that, you know, when people do try to reach out to you, you don't respond. I get on here and say whatever I want, then I log off and I go on with my day while y'all sit here mad. Nobody's mad. With that being said, I hope everyone has a great Friday. And he signs off. Listen, I would offer you prayer and I would offer you help. I don't like it when I read in the comments and people say things that I just, you know, stuff that may really be affecting you, like, you know, take your meds and things like I feel like I don't like reading those type of comments. I don't believe you're on medication. You might just feel emotional and say what you and listen, I get it. But if you need somebody to talk to, young brother, like, reach out, man. Reach out to somebody to talk to, somebody that you could trust, somebody that will listen, not will talk to you, but will actually sit there and listen, and you can get some of the things you need to get off your chest. Because I think the stuff that you're dealing with is deeper because you talked about playing football. You talked about being, you know, against the wall all your life and all odds against you all your life. Like, I get it, man. I get it. Trust me, I get it. But the way I feel like you're going about it is wrong. Like, the rant, not a good look. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't save face for what you did. And if you really don't care, then you would have never responded. Let me know what you guys think about this rant in the comment section, man. You know, Devondre Campbell obviously is the aftermath for the San Francisco 49ers. He is going to be a free agent. The Niners will not be retaining him or re-signing him or whatever. He will be out there. Do you feel like he deserves another shot and another chance to play on any one of the other 31 NFL teams? Do you think he'll actually get signed or get a job to play on any one of the 31 NFL teams? I know one team he won't be playing for. That's the San Francisco 49ers. Don't forget to hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if this is your first time coming across the channel. Maybe the algorithm slapped me right in front of your face, and here you go. I'm WayneBreezie. I'm your host of the WayneBreezie Show and many others. Love y'all. Keep it faithful to the Bay. Until the next time, faithful, we out this joint. Enjoy your weekend.